A blessing isn't a blessing if you can't handle it. I want to talk to you about change. And the one thing that you can count on is there will always be change. And if you don't plan on the change as a leader, that will determine how successful you are, whether it is good change or bad change. There will always be change. And generally there will be both. But you learn as much from your failures as you do from your successes. I think one of the most difficult things that can happen to people in leadership is to step into leadership that you didn't grow and that you didn't groom because you don't know where the issues are. There's something about being on the trajectory yourself and taking the roller coaster ride and riding the wave that makes a big difference as it relates to leadership.
We can go fast alone, but we can go further together. You can do a lot by yourself, but you can go so much further. And there was a time in history that Malcolm and Martin was about to be on that, flat out. Like, you ever done your research? Like, they were close to coming together, and that would have been a phenomenal, bad union if those two brothers could have come together. The final one, what's the larger purpose? Yep. And so I wrote this book, and I said, God, please, you can help me get close to 1 million sales. Why? Because the more money I make, the more kids going to college, right? And Candace is here. She's in the back. She used to work, was one of my students when I was at Michigan State, grad assistant. And she went to college, east side of Detroit. She went to college because of Bill Gates. She came on the Bill Gates Millennium Scholarship and the Steve Smith Scholarship. Yeah, she was at Michigan State. And I remember saying to myself, like, yo, that's crazy. Bill Gates ain't even been to Detroit. Like, my man ain't from the west side, he ain't from the south side. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't from the east side, I'm from Chicago. He ain't never been to the south or the west. But my man has made a decision, and he's done so well for himself that he's paying for any kid. I was like, God, I love my man to life, but ain't no way he should be able to do what I should be doing for my community.
The greatest knowledge of all that you could get is the knowledge of self and the knowledge of God. These two knowledges are similar. When you know God and you know yourself, then you know that you are the microcosm of the macrocosm. Then you know you can be the master of this if you master this. I am mathematics. Notice how I said that. I, Louis Farrakhan, am, exist as a mathematical creation. Are you mathematics? When that doctor puts the stethoscope on your heart, what is he listening for? Rhythm. Skip the beat. Oh, that problem here. Mathematics. Pulse. Mathematics. It takes the blood 500 seconds, 8 minutes and 20 seconds to circulate from the heel to the head, back to the heel again. Mathematics. If you take out all the veins and the arteries and you look at how many feet they are, it's all mathematics. The whole operation of your 9 systems is mathematics. Did you know you are a universe within yourself? Talk to me.
When you think about it this way. We often, when we select leaders or we want to evaluate people or we want to choose staff, we quickly want to know about their IQ, where they went to school, what their background is, because we're trying to find out in a nice way, are you smart? Okay? And we don't want to just walk in the door and sit down and say, are you smart? So we start asking you all of these trick questions, how many people did you supervise? How long have you done it? The bottom line, we're trying to find out, am I hiring a ninny? We just don't want to be that crass, but that's actually what we want to know. We want to know about your IQ, your intellectual ability, the quotient of intellectualism that you have through which to handle and manage situations based on your IQ. The second thing that we really need to be asking, and we really don't know this until we get into it, is your EQ. And I'm not talking about something you do on your music. I'm talking about your emotional quotient, your range of emotion and how you handle stress and pressure. Because many, many times you can have people on your team and on your side who have the intellectual ability to do what you're trying to get them to do, but they do not have the emotional wherewithal, and you don't know it till you get on the ride.
is a larger purpose other than Jalen, who I love, my son, a larger purpose than Dee Dee, my wife, who I love, a larger purpose than Jada, my daughter, who I love, a larger purpose than my mama, who I love. And every day I'm getting on YouTube, 3 a.m. I'm putting the message out. 12 o'clock, noon, I'm putting the message out. 5 o'clock, I'm putting the message out. I ain't asking for no money, but I know the larger picture. You got cats like Meek said, E. When I was in jail, I was listening to your stuff. Wallow was like, E. When I was in jail, I was listening to your stuff. And I didn't know Meek. I didn't know Meek before. I didn't know he was listening. Wallow, I didn't know he was listening. But I just put that stuff out and put that stuff out and put that stuff out because I realized it's a purpose bigger than Eric Thomas.
I am the universe. So why shouldn't I master what I already am? How are you the universe? There are 9 planets in our universe that get life, light, and energy from the sun. I have 9 systems in my body, and those 9 systems are regulated, controlled by the light that's in my head. Don't you know? Or if you want to test this, go to somebody that's sick and they're not feeling well, they're laid up, and talk to them the right words. And if those words contain light, watch what I tell you. Within 8 minutes and 20 seconds, you'll see a change. You know why? Because in the word of truth, there is light, life, and power. And once you put it in the brain, as the blood courses through the brain, it picks up the energy from your thoughts. And it goes through the body and energizes the whole body. That's why when you say, I feel good, I feel good. What you mean you feel good? You can't feel good if you're not thinking good. When you're feeling good up here, you can make your body feel good all over. But when you got a depressed state of mind, then the body feels listless. As a man thinketh, so is he. If you just get the right thought, the right word, the right truth, you can energize the whole body. This is your universe. You know what? They say there's a lot of secrets in outer space that they gotta discover. Let me tell you, the most underdeveloped and undiscovered part of the human being is the brain. This is a world. You don't see with the eye. You see with the mind. You don't hear with just the ear. You hear with the mind. How do you lay down sometimes and see things and places that you've never been before, and then go there and say, I've been here before? How did you get that? How is it that you can lay down and hear conversations, not with this ear, but with another ear, and then get in the conversation and say, ooh, I had this conversation before. You are powerful.
Now listen to me before we get out of here. You can't guarantee the outcome, but you can't guarantee the amount of soul you put in something. I tell people all the time, I promise you I'm not the best. I'm a high school dropout. I got a crazy start. But everything I put my hand in, I put soul in.